The United States, to be exact. The rest of the countries are relatively okay and are doing fine. Canada's kind of downhill with America. There's a guy named Pierre Polivier that's gonna hopefully pull us out of the downward spiral. I don't even like conservatives, but I'll vote for the guy just to get Justin out. And it's not that we have a two-party system here like the States, but we have three parties basically. But two of them, the Liberals and the NDP, have formed a coalition. So really we just have two votes. I hope that wherever you're at, in terms of the country, that the politics are not as bad as the States, because right now, you're right, it's just imploding. I've kept a playlist on YouTube for 6 years of the timeline of America imploding. It started with the campaign between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I think the day that she made that basket of deplorables comment was the beginning of the end in terms of the downward trajectory. She said, if you don't vote for me and you're not with me, then you're a deplorable person. And that's just disgusting. Remember when leaders, like, led people? By example? I keep wondering, because I think America is collapsing, what's gonna take its place? I don't think there's an easy answer there. China? Seems like, at least for once, there's not going to be a world war started by Germany. It's going to be somebody else for once. But let's be real, it's because America took the Nazis. So it's going to start in America, but it's still the Nazis starting it. I got banned on Twitter once, before Elon took over obviously, for saying I could watch this all day, no problem at all in terms of what I specifically said, right? On a clip of somebody being punched in the face. Now, the clip was fine apparently according to Twitter's guidelines, but what I said was wrong. It made no, because any other time you'd probably be having a normal freaking time, but because everyone else is crazy, you're just stuck in the madness. But it's not your fault. It's not your parents' fault.
That's still recharging.
Unless your parents are leftists. Just kidding. I don't want, because that's what they want you to be, is demoralized. There's an old Soviet interview, an interview with a Soviet spy, where they talked about demoralization and how it's going to happen and how it works and why they want you to be demoralized and stuff. So after I watched that, I'm like, I'm going to refuse to demoralize at this point. Basically, if the elites want me to do something, I'm doing the total opposite.
Good day to you.
Because I hate those guys. Eight slot, 6 slot, nice. Say the elites, I'm thinking of those rich dudes in the World Economic Forum. But we used to call them the Illuminati. Or at least my definition of it. You should watch this movie called Idiocracy, because it basically points out that in a retarded world, I use that word because they use it in the movie, the stupid people are gonna think that the smart people are stupid. That's just how it works. Of course, the smart people know what's true, and we don't tend to defend ourselves as much as we look at them with pity and disgust. Categorized as one type, the dumb one, the smart one, and the masses. Which one are you? Think carefully. I think history will see me as the dumb one, honestly. I think the masses are gonna just take everyone out, including themselves. So history will say that I'm dumb, but today I at least feel smart, so that's how I feel anyway. I mean, it's hard not to feel smart when you go outside and you see real people, like, well, not real people, you know, but just the masses, like you say. When you see the masses, it's hard not to feel smart. Because they're so pathetic these days. And they want me to feel like I think I'm God or something just because I think I'm smarter than them. It's like, no, you're just not that hard to be smarter than. I don't even know what gender fluid is. For example, like as a kid, I played with Barbie and Polly Pocket sometimes. That didn't make me gender fluid, it made me bored of the boy toys that day, so I was trying something different, right? Like, playing with a toy doesn't make me female. Damn, that guy's tough. Holy. That's a lot of gay talk. Well, here. Prime Blue Raspberry. Apparently this drink is particularly rare in the UK, but we can get it pretty easily here. I could have bought every flavor today if I wanted to. They don't even have like a restriction on, oh, you need to only get one per customer or whatever. It ain't paper towel or toilet paper during the pandemic. Yeah, this one looks to work.
They said they want to ban candy canes because they're shaped like a J, as in Jesus.
As in
Well,
Jesus.
listen to me,
Oh yeah,
you
I forgot about that.
stupid twat, and I'm
I
being a
forgot about
gentleman
that.
by not using another word to describe you.
That actually was a thing.
What if we held it like this? Would that help the situation, you fucking idiot?
If we hold it normally.
Have you ever seen a cane? This is what canes look like. So it's a candy cane. Like this. We don't hold it like this unless it's a fucking umbrella, you fucking moron.
Accurate. He's wearing a Kiss shirt too, that's awesome. I agree with that guy. Yeah, it's called a candy cane, not a candy J. Or candy Jesus. They just want to cancel everything. Last Christmas, there was somebody that sent an angry letter, and I heard about it, to just like a family or whatever about their Christmas tree, saying that Christmas trees are evil. It's like, Christmas trees are so peaceful and nice. My conversing skills adapt to the surroundings. I try to, if you don't know like how to talk to somebody, it's good to just ask questions, because then you get a feel on how to talk to them in the future. I think that's advice that still holds strong. Unless it affects you or bothers you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like, I thought we're all entitled to our own opinions, right? And we're even supposed to be allowed to share those opinions. And people are allowed to disagree with those opinions, but, like, yeah. But that's how it does then affect you and bother you, when people take an opinion you shared and act like it makes you evil or whatever. It's like, screw this society we have.
Greetings.
What's ironic too is I was suicidal for a lot of my life. But then shortly after that stopped, and like I got medicine and help and stuff. Shortly after that, the pandemic happened, and it's like, wow, I can't imagine how it would be if I never got the help that I needed and stuff. I'd probably be gone. Because Canada has that MAID system, right? So they definitely would have passed me through. That's totally rational and normal. It's the world that isn't totally rational and normal right now. But part of that might be because we have a United States president with dementia. By the way, some evidence that I used to be a leftist. This is a Roger Waters cup. If you look into Roger Waters, he is very, very left. And I've been to multiple Roger Waters shows. It's okay to switch politics if the world goes crazy. Apollo. I think one of the big problems, they've associated everything about masculinity to being toxic, but there's good things about masculinity. Tons of good things. You might have even experienced this yourself. There are definitely good things about being masculine. And there's even masculine women that know it too. It's funny we got into some politics here because I already talked to my fiance about maybe doing a Monday show about politics as well. Oh hey, here she is too. Hi baby. Supposed to be here, dang it. Your conversation with your fiance. That's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. Because it helps you cope with. Oh yeah, that's true. Otherwise you might be hearing voices in your head from the frickin' psychosis from sleep deprivation. That's happened to me before. When I was young, I had a birthday party where we stayed up 2 nights in a row, and after that, I could still hear the conversations that my friends were having when I was trying to sleep. I'm like, holy fuck, did I just go insane? What? I even came to my mom. I'm like, Mom, you know all about psychology. I think I lost my mind. She laughed and said, go sleep. Don't get that tired though, please. That could be dangerous. That's part of the reason meth heads are so crazy, by the way. It's not just the drug, it's the sleep deprivation. If I had to say something to the leftists, since I used to be one of them 6 or 7 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, 6 probably, you've taken the leftist agenda too far, and it is starting to hurt the left. And it is not good, because it's becoming anti-human in only a few regards so far. Specifically the baby pod thing. I'm not against babies being born in some strange ways because fertility is becoming an issue, or because there are more same-sex couples. I'm obviously not against that. I'm against the idea of baby factories, like they shared in that viral video not too long ago. Going further in that direction, or similar directions that are anti-human, I stand against it. I'm a human. First, you came after me for being a male, toxic masculinity. Then you came after me for being white, colonialism. And now you're coming after me for being a human. You're leaving almost all of us with no recourse but to at least debate you. And I know that you don't even want us to be able to speak. You have silenced many of us. I don't know that I am or am not one of them, so I just say us. But you don't even want to speak, let alone halt some of these barbaric directions that you're going as a group, as a mob. Most people can't get down with that level of thinking. And I know that right now most people are still on that ship, but it will not, the momentum will not continue, and it will crumble. Because you're already seeing people in the LGBTQIA community being against LGBTQIA plus messaging because it's getting so extreme. You're starting to see the left targeting itself in some attacks. It's not a good direction, guys. And I know I'm just playing World of Warcraft, but if I could tell you guys one thing, just reevaluate that direction. Specifically, the momentum that you have. Should you lose some momentum? I'm not saying you should lose votes or whatever, but can you let out the gas on some of these issues, some of these messages? I think there's plenty of ways that you can. I grew up on Power Rangers, man. That message of, and I know the first season had its issues with how it casted who, but the Rangers were a diverse cast. I grew up on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was a black cast. You're targeting all white people, all men, when certain groups, certain ages, weren't part of that. Oh, well, their genetics are. I was born with my genetics. Are you saying that I was born wrong? Babies are not born wrong. I stand against that. As soon as you have an issue with a baby, done. That conversation, that's when I say I'm done. And it's just because that's the death of humanity. To have an issue with somebody as a baby. Not everyone agrees with me. My fiance doesn't always agree with me. And that's okay. We don't all have to agree with each other. I don't agree with Clay 10 years ago, for example. Is that not allowed to happen? Come on.